everybody.
Hi, friends. Well, from beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah,
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
where we, a couple of dopey atheists, try to make sense of religion, politics, and current events here in these fascist United States of America.
I'm Frank Feldman.
And I'm Dan Beecher.
And coming up on the show today, Dan, a little bit of a celebration. It is
Oh
our
my gosh.
700th episode.
We have joined the 700 Club. Someone call Pat Robertson.
Break the news. But yeah, no, big deal.
Yeah.
That
is a round number.
Which, for whatever reason, feels significant.
Listen, we do base 10 in this in the how we math, and this is a big deal base 10 number, so I'm excited.
Indeed. So we're gonna just do a little conversation about just where we started, where we're
learned.
at. Yeah.
I'll tell you, if we were really sort of going for a nod to our history, we should be getting drunk for this episode. But we're not.
True. No.
We're too old and fragile now.
Well, it's a Thursday.
It is a Thursday.
We're recording early, everyone. This is very early. All right.
Anywho, so that's coming up. We're gonna it's gonna be a good time. Fun will be had by all. But now we have to depress everybody with the news.
Oh my God, Dan! Including, well, I think you had the story a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
My sense of time on this is a little spotty. But there's a new Washington law that's going to be coming into effect soon. That's going to require that clergy have to be mandatory reporters for child abuse. Right.
Yes.
They'll be.
We were very pleased about this.
Yeah, and there are plenty of other professions that have to report. And rightly so, right? Teachers have to report, police officers.
Yeah.
There's a big list of people who are required to, even if they just suspect it, they have to report, right?
Yeah.
Well, Catholic bishops in Spokane and Seattle have told parishioners that they're not going to comply with the new law. They say that priests who hear confessions are obligated to keep those confessions secret. But they support the rule outside of the sacrament of confession.
Listen, we're not saying we're pro child abuse. What we're saying is we're not going to tell anybody. We're not going to tell on you if you tell us you're a horrible, horrible person.
Yeah, please come tell us. We're desperate to hear these stories. And so let's see. Thomas Daly, Bishop of Spokane, said in a statement that shepherds, bishops, and priests are committed to keeping the seal of confession, even to the point of going to jail. And Archbishop Paul Etienne of Seattle said that those who break the seal of confession face excommunication from the church. In fact, apparently it's just automatic. There's no question. You're just, boom, you're done. You're excommunicated.
Wow.
You're out.
Look, there's a tradition there. There's something, there's something about it that I kind of understand, where it's people won't confess if they think they're going to jail about it.
Right.
And I get that. But you know what's way more important than that piece of shit's entry into heaven is protecting the child that is being abused.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see how you can argue against that. I don't give a fuck about your spiritual arguments.
Right.
It's a terrible position.
Allowing these predators to continue to have access, the same level of access that they have had. Right.
Yeah.
It's unconscionable. But according to Bishop Daly, the Diocese of Spokane maintains a department called the Office of Child and Youth Protection and has a zero tolerance policy for child sex abuse. Really, you're going to call it zero tolerance? You dare say that it's a zero tolerance policy when you are willing to hear someone say that they have sexually abused a child, and you're just gonna do a couple Hail Marys.
Yeah, your response is, hey, maybe do a couple chants.
Yeah.
Maybe say some words a bunch of times, and then you'll be fine, I guess.
Yeah. But this is a big deal.
No, maybe we're not being fair, because they do also say, don't you do that anymore. Naughty.
Apparently, the U.S. Department of Justice is also getting involved. This is, of course, Trump's Department of Justice.
Yeah. Which is announced, not, in fairness, focused on justice. The justice part is not their thing.
Right. They have announced that they're going to open an investigation into the law, saying that it appears on its face to violate the First Amendment. So they are also on the side of child sex abuse.
Yeah.
I think that's how we need to just start saying this, right? Like, if you're going to defend the priests and their this space that they think they have, right?
Yeah.
Then you are pro child sex abuse.
Yeah. And child abuse in general.
Yeah.
Sex abuse, any kind of abuse.
Any abuse toward children, you're fine with it.
Or just domestic abuse in general, but like mainly.
Clearly that's painting with probably too broad of a stroke. But I really refuse to see the nuance here. Right.
Yeah. I mean, nuance is all well and good until a child is being sexually abused.
Yeah.
And then I don't give a fuck about your nuance.
Yeah.
Your nuance no longer means anything to me.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
You and Baca, you guys are getting together, and that's Bikers Against Child Abuse.
Oh, okay. Good.
They wear leather jackets and they go out there and
I'm all about it.
They do a little, motorcycle gang. I almost said bicycle gang. They get on their hog.
Yeah.
And
I'll hang out with some bikers. I'm on board with that. All right. Yeah. You know, when the Catholic Church can't live up to the standards of the bicycle gang or the motorcycle gang.
Yeah.
I think they might want to sort of do some soul searching on that.
They won't.
They won't. I am going to talk a little bit about some new polling that has come out. This is a poll by GBAO Strategies, which is they largely poll sort of Jewish public opinion. That is the public opinion held by Jewish people rather than about Jewish people.
Okay.
And so the backdrop of this is that Donald Trump basically ran on, part of what he ran on was literally, I will quote him, "I will be the best friend Jewish Americans have ever had in the White House."
Oh.
This was the promise. He was going to help Israel, and that's how he was going to be the best friend of Jewish Americans, and he has done a lot to sort of, in his way, show his best friendness. Like he made a lot of promises that he had no intention of even trying to do, but this one he clearly was trying. Like he has been deporting people, Muslim people who are against the war, and he's been doing a lot. So the question becomes, what do United States Jews think of Brother Trump? And the polling is in, and I would like you to guess, first of all, what % of Jewish people in the United States disapprove of Trump's job performance?
Disapprove? Oh, I think it's high.
Okay.
I think it's like, I mean, I don't know, like in the 70s or 80s, maybe percent.
Interesting. You are correct, sir. It is 74%.
Really?
Which actually surprised me a lot because, like I said, he's been working hard to try and make them to try and be, you know, be the Jewish guy. He's like, he has been working at it. I think they see through it.
Yeah.
But he's been really working it. 74% disapprove of Trump's job performance. 70% of that, or rather 70% strongly disapprove. So of that 74%, only 4% is just disapprove.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I find, I don't know. I don't find it surprising because I would just figure that the Jewish community of all communities would have a negative view of fascists.
You'd think so.
Right?
Like,
so this
like
makes
yes,
sense.
You're deporting the people that are against the thing that I like, but also you're doing the fascist thing that was the...
Which
like
kind
we
of
historically have not been big fans of that.
Yeah, it was kind of a problem at one point.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like literally. So just to speak to that, most American Jews would, when you ask them if they think he is, quote, dangerous, 72% agree with that. Racist, 69%, and fascist, also 69% of American Jews would apply that word.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good on them.
And maybe
they're paying attention.
And maybe it should be noted that that 52% of American Jewish voters believe him to be anti-Semitic, which he obviously is.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah.
They're not buying his bullshit.
No.
Great.
It's not working.
Good.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, and I think I saw a thing, and I don't have it right in front of me, but I think I saw a different poll that showed that most American Jews are not okay with what Israel is doing in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense because what Israel is doing in Gaza is horrific.
Yeah. I don't see how that has to be a betrayal of their Jewishness, right? To oppose Israel's, actions in Gaza. That's you'd have to be blind. You'd have to be blind and not paying an ounce of attention.
Right. Or believing a lot of propaganda.
Yeah, sure.
Back in 2023, this is a telling thing. Back in 2023, 82% of American Jews said that they were emotionally attached to Israel. And that is down to 69% now.
Oh.
Which, I mean...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's interesting.
Because I could see being Jewish and saying, you know what, I don't agree with what Netanyahu's doing. I don't agree with how the government is handling this war, and I think it's awful, but I still feel an attachment to Israel. But like a lot of people have been like, no, I'm done.
Interesting. Huh.
And of the people in the poll, when asked, do you think someone can be critical of Israeli government policies and still be pro-Israel? 92% said yes.
All right.
I don't understand who that last 8% is. I don't they
didn't understand the question. They weren't paying attention.
The people who just feel that they're not that you're not allowed.
Yeah.
Like you either have to like everything or nothing. Yeah. That's such weird thinking.
It's just the people who slipped when they were like pushing the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Oh crap!
Go
back.
Shit,
Go back. Oh, I can't go back.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
I approved and I disapproved and all right.
There you go.
Okay. Well, Dan, here's another one. A little bit of a follow-up story. I remember this one from a number of months ago. 6-7 months ago, maybe. This,
no matter how many, it was a number, so that's good.
Yeah. Maybe 5. So Daystar Television was having there was a little hullabaloo happening.
This is a Christian television network.
Yeah, that according to their own statistics, they have there are 3.5 billion homes worldwide where their network is available.
Oh,
I love
yours.
that. Not viewership.
Right. They're not talking about like they don't have that many.
Those televisions have never, the vast majority of those televisions have never tuned in to their network.
Right. But they could.
They could if they wanted to.
They have access
that's
to it.
amazing. Anyway, there was sort of this, there were allegations of abuse against the child of one of the sons of the founder of Daystar Television.
I do remember this.
Jonathan Lamb, his wife Susie Lamb. They had accused Daystar leaders of covering up abuse, right?
Yeah.
And so there was this whole thing that came out where like his mother was being really nasty, right? About the whole thing.
Yeah. And she took over and kicked him out of the business.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so there's this whole dispute between him, his mom, after his dad, Marcus Lamb, died, after being hospitalized for COVID-19 back in 2021. So the update is that the police have dropped their investigation. The mother has won. They
Thank God.
They silenced the victim somehow, and she's not coming forward to tell what happened. And but the mother is still just as pissy as she ever was toward her son. She said that she's denied any wrongdoing. She told supporters in a video that her son was fired over job performance issues and because he was angry at not being named his father's successor, and had this to say about him: rather than take any steps to improve his performance at Daystar, it seems clear that Jonathan was focused on fabricating a smear campaign. So there's that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's this big nasty hullabaloo, and the Texas police aren't doing anything about it. It's
shocking.
Yeah.
I imagine my shock. Oh no. It's just, this is what comes when the powerful people are, the wealthy are the ones who win in this country, especially in a theocratic oligarchy. Nothing good can come of anything.
Yeah. So there you go.
There we go. Well, I've got a story coming out of I don't remember where the Jehovah's Witnesses are based anymore. They used to be in New York City somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now they're they moved to Minnesota or something stupid.
Really?
Or Pennsylvania, maybe? I don't know. Anywho, this is about Jehovah's Witnesses and the fact that they are suing one of their former members, a guy named Mark O'Donnell, who is who has been sort of an investigator who has been looking into allegations of child sex crimes by witnesses, clergy, that sort of thing. And they are a very tight-knit community, and they are a very sort of closed off community. And so it becomes quite easy to hide and cover up any kind of abuses for them. So it takes people who really kind of know the lay of the land to get in there and expose anything. And even then it's very hard. But it becomes a little easier when you secretly get invited and by someone that Mark O'Donnell is not disclosing who it was, but somehow he made his way onto a Zoom call or something between leaders of the Jehovah's Witnesses and their lawyers to discuss the issue of how to deal with the fact that Pennsylvania was investigating them. The state attorney general's office had opened a grand jury investigation into congregations all over the state. And so somehow somebody gave him a login and he was able to listen in on the whole conversation.
Oh.
And then went and reported on it.
Oh. Okay.
And it turns out that this investigation by Pennsylvania has resulted in many charges. Initially, it resulted back in 2022 in 4 men being charged with sexually abusing a total of 19 victims. And then later, at least 16 people have now been charged. So O'Donnell went and reported this on his YouTube channel. He did a live stream talking about it, which has since been taken down. But people talking about it on the web basically let us know that the lawyers talked about a litigation hold, which is that they were just telling the leaders of the witnesses to make sure you keep your documents and don't destroy anything, but also talking about how court cases could work and whatever. And that just this guy having heard all of that really pissed them off. So they are suing him. And they're suing him for weird things like wiretapping and various privacy laws. He was invited on this call by somebody.
Right.
But here's the thing. They are a big, very wealthy organization.
Yeah.
And he's a guy.
Yeah.
So they're suing him for like $2.8 million plus
Jesus.
legal fees. And his defense, he says his defense is likely to exceed $150,000.
Oh my God.
At this point, he's not even asking anyone to help him out. He's just saying that's what it's going to be. And that just sucks.
Yeah. Wow.
And, assuming that he's able to defend himself with with competent help, he probably will prevail. Like, this is not, they don't have much to stand on. They're just bullying him.
He didn't hack their little meeting, know?
It doesn't even seem like he recorded it.
Oh, interesting.
He just listened to it.
Took some notes.
Yeah.
Told people what he heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm no legal expert, but
right.
I mean, I would love to hear somebody say, what sort of legal peril he's in, but and explain it. But like, that doesn't sound like much to me.
No, it does. Huh. It all sounds very trumped up.
Yeah. God, yeah. Like, there's some themes in this episode so far.
Yeah, right?
The wealthy and powerful getting away with shit.
Yeah.
Child sex abuse.
What a fun thing.
Hey guys,
our show is fun.
Is 700. We're really celebrating here, guys.
We're doing great. Everything's going very, very well.
Well, here's one that might cheer you up.
Ooh, I'll take it.
Apparently there have been like over 500 attacks on U.S. Catholic churches since 2020.
That cheers me up.
No, that's not meant to cheer anybody up. I'm joking. I'm sharing this story very much in the spirit of kind of just being concerned about the state of religious freedom in this country and pluralism in this country, tolerance. Like, we all want acceptance. Like, I remember when tolerance kind of became a bad word for like the gay community started. I don't want fuck your tolerance, right? Like, I want acceptance. And I mean, it's a good sentiment, but also at the same time, we also kind of just have to tolerate the people that we don't like, right? Yeah. Or that we don't agree with, right? Yeah. That we have to share a country with, right? So anyway, so this initially I was like, I didn't really know what to think of this article because I haven't heard about this in the media that I tend to pay attention to. Right. But apparently if you had gone over to Fox News, the story was getting a lot of attention as it was playing out. Apparently the sort of the right-wing media has been paying attention to this.
Okay.
Which doesn't mean that it's not true, right?
They do love a good "we're being persecuted" story.
Correct.
Or like Christian persecution is kind of their favorite thing in the whole wide world.
I did not, however, get this story on the right-wing media. I got this on a very centrist news source that I like to visit. And I trust that they really parsed it out. And anyway, so a Catholic advocacy organization is the group that has been keeping track, right?
Sure.
This tally is their tally. So I don't know what constitutes an attack, right? But the ones that are described in the articles sound really bad. One of the most recent ones, a man went into a Catholic church. I think it's the St. Teresa of Calcutta Church in Mahanoy City, Pennsylvania. Mahanoy.
I don't know why Pennsylvania has a city named in a like Hawaiian name, but that's okay.
Let's see. The guys placed a quarter stick of dynamite on the altar, let it explode. It caused thousands of dollars of damage. Let's see. So far in 2025, there have been 22 alleged attacks on Catholic churches. And like I said, the 500 incidents since 2020, there was a huge uptick following the overturn of Roe v. Wade. There's let's see. What would you call this group? It's a left-wing group. It's called Jane's Revenge. I guess they've claimed responsibility for a lot of these attacks. They vandalized an archdiocese, the Archdiocese of Miami's Respect Life office. And they said their vandalism, it says, if abortions aren't safe, then neither are you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they also, they had another one that was like, I was like, Jesus, these guys are serious.
Jane is not fucking around.
Not at all. And I looked up that group and it's for real. They're out there taking matters into their own hands. Oh, here it is. They sent a threatening letter to a Catholic affiliated center and local church. It says, if our right to abortion in Bellevue is taken away due to the attempt to pass an abortion ban and it gets passed, we will shoot up your Newman Center with our new AR-15 rifles.
Wow.
Sincerely,
okay.
Jane's Revenge.
They have gone full domestic terrorist.
Oh, totally. Yeah. No, this group is going nuts. Attacks on Catholic churches have occurred in 43 states and in Washington, D.C., with the largest numbers being in California, New York, and Pennsylvania. And I just was kind of like just sitting and reading the story and being like, how truly awful. We have every right to be angry, right? We have every right to be fully aware of what groups are dangerous.
Yeah.
To us and our way of life and to our freedoms, right? Mm-hmm. But
that's a lot.
But this is obviously is way across the line.
It's crossing all of the lines.
All of the lines have been crossed.
There are no longer lines. You've lost.
But we hear about. I feel like we hear about like when synagogues are attacked, right? Like that pops up in my news feed. I see that, right?
Sure.
But for there to be, and obviously there's a fuck ton more Catholic churches in this country than there are Jewish synagogues. But for 500 of them, or for there to have been 500 instances of Catholic churches being attacked in some, vandalized in some way.
Yeah.
That's really shocking to me. It's really saying something about like where we're at.
Yeah. It does feel very different to me than sort of standard anti-Semitism.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Because it's not hatred of the group, it's hatred of an ideology, which feels very different to me.
I don't know that I could fully parse that out because like,
I mean, if it's focused on the abortion issue.
Yeah. But like the attack itself, like what does that do to the person who attends church at that building? Like, how do they feel intimidated and in danger? Right.
Sure.
Like,
although let's be clear, like, you know, when you said the quarter stick of dynamite thing, I think that's technically a firework. It's like one of those really, really powerful, like, but it's sold at a fireworks store. You know what I mean?
M80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they're legal anymore.
No.
I know they used to.
But I'm saying, what I'm saying is like
boom, and I think a lot of people lost hands.
Yeah.
You know?
What I'm saying is I don't think that, like, that doesn't sound like it was designed to blow up the church so much as to vandalize the altar.
Exactly. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that that's not threatening, right?
No, not at all.
That's not terrifying if you're a member of that congregation.
Right.
Or also just, you know, I mean, I'm not too worried about their little feelings. Their religious sensibilities, right? But like the sense of people being intimidated and feeling like they're not free to be religious or not religious, right? Because we definitely don't feel like a lot of times the freedom to be not religious, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people in our community do not feel safe in their atheism, right?
Right. Because the other side is working so hard to make us feel not safe.
Right. And so I don't know that that's something we should be spreading around.
Right.
That's just me.
I agree.
That's me. That's me being the bigger person here, right? Like choosing to follow their own advice, right? Of the golden rule, right? Like,
yeah. It is the official policy of the Thank God I'm Atheist podcast that you don't vandalize churches.
Yeah. And how, Dan?
Or terrorize churches, certainly.
But diminishing it by calling it a firework, Dan, I'm calling you out on that one.
Okay. You go right ahead. All right, I'm moving on. Don't destroy churches, but here's an interesting thing. You know, there's been I'll start by saying that I am not a fan of our government offloading jobs that they should be doing to religious groups. So, for instance, I'm not a fan of a government saying, hey, homelessness is your problem, churches, or hey, you know, refugees are your issue now. It's not, because a lot of the time these vulnerable people are then subject to being preached at and being and all. It's just the wrong people to be doing this work, even though they were, you know, I do understand that religious people have been given a mandate to do this kind of work, to do charity. And I think that religious people should 100% do charity. But I do think that it's the government's responsibility ultimately to make sure that their citizenry is taken care of. And our governments, state and federal, have definitely been shirking their duties. Well, this is a very interesting story. This is a story of the Episcopal Church of the United States, who have a relationship with the federal government. That's like an almost 40-year-old relationship where they have agreed to help with the housing of refugees.
Mm-hmm.
and they are breaking it. They are breaking off this relationship and ending it.
Oh.
And the reason is because the Trump administration won't take in actual refugees, but have asked them to help house and take care of white Afrikaners from South Africa that the Trump administration has labeled refugees and has accepted in with open arms. For those of you not familiar with this, briefly, these are not refugees. These are white people who are not getting what they want in their country because South Africa had a long history of wild, crazy, systemic oppression of the black majority in their country.
Yeah.
And then they finally got that, going in the other direction. But in order to dismantle the systems that were in place, like, you got to take some pretty big steps. And they've taken actually what seemed to me to be pretty small steps. Like, yes, they are doing things like they made it legal for them to start grabbing back some of the land that the white majority landowner or the white minority are the vast majority of landowners.
Right.
And that's wealth that they got by oppressing the black population of the country. And so, it seems to me that taking some of that back and providing it to the rest of the country seems fair play. But boy, does it make the Afrikaners grumpy. They are so mad and they're being oppressed and people are mad at them and they say mean things to them. And all I said was the truth about how I feel about, the black community. And suddenly I'm being treated so badly.
Right.
I need to be a refugee.
Yeah.
Is basically what it is. They are mean words refugees.
Oh no.
More than anything.
Their ancestors stole that land fair and square.
Fair and fucking square, you guys. You can't just take it back. It's ours now. How dare you?
Oh, good Lord.
It's interesting that there are several white South African churches that have come together to say, yeah, this is bullshit. Declaring them refugees is bullshit.
Good.
These people this is nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
But it is interesting that the system has become so broken that the Episcopal Church of the U.S. has decided we're not doing this anymore. We're not
none of it.
We're not helping the refugees anymore because you guys are ruining what refugees are. You guys have broken the word refugee.
Good
so now
Lord.
we're not going to sit around and help well-to-do white Africans live in, fill out the bigot vote here in the U.S.
I think though they should actually put them in the housing that refugees normally get put in, right? And take them around to the various companies that are willing to hire refugees, right? Like Walmart. They could go work at Walmart, right? And give them the full sort of real refugee experience.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying that we put refugees in horrible situations and whatnot, but if these are wealthy people, right? If
Let's
these
be
were
honest, we're
well-to-do
not great.
people.
We're not great with refugees.
Yeah. They may not like the accommodations. And why the fuck would they need the help to find housing from the Episcopalians?
Right.
Right. From anyone. Right. They've got Zillow. Right?
I like the idea that someone pointed out that, oh, wait, Trump administration, you mean you can quickly determine refugee status for people? You mean that's something that you are capable of? Great.
Yeah, sure.
Because they've been complaining that it's an impossible task, but they seem to be able to do it just fine when it's somebody they like. When Elon has bitched enough,
has vouched.
Oh, Lordy. Well, there you go. If you would like to write into us about this or any of the things that we've talked about on this week's show, please feel free to do so. podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or call and leave us a voicemail message. We'd love to hear from you. The telephone number is 424-666-8442. Stick around. There's more show coming up.
Well, Frank, we've had some folks write into us. So let's get right to that.
Okay.
If you recall, last week,
Sure.
you might have gotten a little hot under the collar.
Me?
A little bit. About, because the ding-dongs in the Texas state legislature had decided that they were going to set aside a month for celebrating Christians.
Dan, why are you bringing this up? You're just going to piss me off again.
Well, because other people want to chime in. Francesco has written in to say, "Hi, Dan and Frank. Christians have their own month. It's called Lent. It lasts for 40 days and happens at shifting and different denominations times of the year that ends with Easter. Christians celebrate this month by giving up even more stuff they like. It's been happening in Texas since Texas was a part of the Spanish Empire. So why anything else had to be introduced is beyond me. New Orleans next door knows about it. Their celebrations of the beginning of Lent is famous."
Right.
It's true.
Okay. Yeah.
And then our friend of the show, Robert, wrote in to say, "Angry Frank made me laugh. Sorry, Frank.
Oh, great.
This kind of shit is why I go into mosh pits on the regular. Your body might end up with a bruise or two, but it sure is cathartic knowing you can lash out at the same time, and at the same time, everyone there has your back." Robert,
right.
he signed it, "Your heavy metal atheist."
All right.
Let's see. We got Jason who wrote in. He said, "Frank and Dan, last episode had me laughing so hard. Your Punch-A-Christian /MAGA idea is absolute brilliance. You'll recall, friends, that we talked about a booth where you could just go up and for a small gift to charity, you could you could punch one of those beat 'em up dummies with a MAGA hat and whatever." Jason said, "It may motivate me to exercise. Taping a picture of Mike Lee to my heavy bag is a brilliant idea."
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, just thinking about it makes me angry. And after this email, I may go 2 to 3 rounds with more on Mike. Mike Lee is the Utah State
The
representative.
loathsome
Senator.
senator. Yeah.
He says, "I love the carnival booth idea, though I have very limited skills. I did the following mock-up of TGIA presents Frank and Dan's Punch-A-MAGA video game, and he did a picture, and it's very fun. And it's basically just a bunch of bad guys, and you go and you punch them. I like
Nice.
it. Anyway,
Love it.
so maybe that would be a fun video game. Just go punching them. It's catharsis, friends. That's all we're talking about. We're not talking about punching real people.
No. Don't do that.
Well, maybe do it. That one I'm open to.
Dan.
If they deserve it, I'm saying. I don't know.
No violence, Dan. You can defend yourself.
Yeah.
You can't go sucker punch a Christian. Dan.
Okay. Officially, I'll say okay. Unofficially, I have no comment. Mike also wrote into us with an image. Mike says, "Hi, Frank and Dan. A couple of people have written in with ideas about alternatives to the 'Don't Tread on Me' flag. I saw this a while back on Instagram. I think it's the perfect alternative. It's by an artist named Tommy Siegel. He draws funny comics and also plays guitar in the band Jukebox the Ghost. Anyway, I thought you guys would get a kick out of it. And it is a Gadsden flag with a snake that has a leash on and a ball gag and a MAGA hat. And it says, 'Tread on me, Daddy.'" I think that's good.
Love it.
I'm on board with that.
Lots of fun.
Oh, do we have anyone to thank?
We do, Dan. We have 2 new patrons on Patreon.
Very exciting.
2 new teachers, in fact.
Oh, okay.
We have Leslie and Scott. So thank you to the both of you for signing up and helping out. We sure do appreciate it. If you'd like to join them, you can go to our website, thankgodimatheist.com/donate.
That's
and there's options. There's things you can do, things you can sign up for, and it's lovely. And as always, Dan, we have our top donor to thank, our Lord and Savior, Davis.
More show coming up. Well, Frank,
Dan,
it's hard to believe, but we've done this thing 700 times.
It's unimaginable.
Bizarro. We have been doing this for so long.
Dan, I've looked at pictures from back then. We were so young.
We were babies. We knew nothing of the world.
Oh my God. And nothing of podcasting.
Well, that's true, but that's fair because nobody knew anything about podcasting back then. It was the Wild West.
I mean, it really was.
I saw pictures. Pictures came up in my Facebook memory just recently of our trip. Like literally this time, I think 12 years ago, you and I were in like Texas or somewhere tooling about the South.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, like this was, you and I did a tour of the South when we thought that we had been going for a long time.
Yeah, it was time to get out amongst the people.
Which was like 1 year in.
Yeah. I don't even think it was a full year.
I think it was a year. I don't know.
No, but we were like, we were so amazed by the fact that people were actually listening.
Yeah.
Right? And like, I remember like the first week, like we posted the show and like 29 people listened. And we were like, who are these people? Like we were so amazed that like,
because in fairness, we did exactly 0 to market this.
No, we just put it on. We just put it online.
We have never done anything, at least nothing effective to market this show.
And like seriously. And then like the next week there were like 50 some odd people. Yeah. And then then there were a few hundred and it just kind of kept growing and growing. And it was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And now we've had millions and millions of downloads of the show. And it's just like, it's crazy town.
Yeah,
it's absolutely crazy.
We've been around a good long time.
Yeah.
We keep getting emails, unsolicited emails from a group called Good Pods. I don't know who they are.
Okay.
But they create charts for podcasts. And we keep getting an email that says that we have made the top charts on Good Pods. And what it usually is we're number 3 in the top 100 Mormon, all-time Mormon podcast.
I haven't noticed this. Really?
I'm like, we're not a Mormon podcast. Like, how did you even get that?
There must be. I mean, I do put in as a keyword Mormon a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and we're also in the top like in the top 10 of the top atheism shows of all time. And in the top 100 of the, we're number 83 in the top 100 religion all-time charts. And
interesting. Really?
Yeah.
Huh. We should be higher than that, but that's okay.
Yeah. But anyway.
But in religion as a whole category, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And wow.
I think number 7 among atheism shows is not bad.
It's not bad. I think there's 8 shows.
There's like 9 of them now.
Atheist shows. We're number 7. Hey, well, all right.
Yeah.
Good for us. Good. Let's pat ourselves on the back, Dan.
I do.
We deserve the moment.
Yeah.
Of a little self-congratulation.
Sure.
Yeah, we stuck with it. That was the thing I never thought was going to happen.
Is us actually sticking with it. And then but then we hit a point where it was like we can't not. Well, I mean,
I don't know how to get out of this. Like we were joking.
Here's the thing that
day.
trapped us. People kept writing into us saying that like our work was meaningful to them, and and thanking us so much for keeping them sane or whatever. And then we were like, well, fuck, now we have to keep doing it.
Now we have to. No.
So feel free to write into us and tell us, hey, you're meaningless to me, and I don't care, just to balance it out.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That would hurt my feelings.
I don't know how we'll ever end the show. I don't know what it is that's going to trigger that.
That's good.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
No plans in sight.
No plans. No, yeah. Let's make that clear. We're in this for the long haul. I was joking that maybe we should end on episode 999 since it's upside down 666.
Yeah,
and that's like 5.5 years. If we keep going at the same rate, that's like 5.5 years away. But that seems too soon.
I feel like we missed our opportunity. If we didn't end it on 665, we're never ending it. It's just never going to happen. We're going to be old men, and we're going to be like, I don't know. No one's going to care about atheism anymore,
or podcasts,
but we'll still be doing it. Like those guys that do ham radio in their basement or whatever.
Oh, I love that, Dan. Is that who we're going to be?
That's us, yeah.
Oh, we should actually do a ham radio episode.
Just put it out on the ham.
Just
coming in on channel 179. I don't know.
I have no idea how it works. It's just frequencies. They say the frequency that they're on.
Yeah. And then they just hope someone else is also on that frequency.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then they just talk to them.
Yeah, it's basically what we do here, Dan. It's the same thing.
I've never heard of a ham radio show.
I know. But we should invent it. We just speak into the ether, and good luck.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, we could go shortwave. Do you want to do a shortwave show, Dan?
I feel like we could use the extra 6 listeners. I feel like it would be good. Have we learned anything though, Dan? I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like we launched into this thing, and I'm gonna be open and honest with everybody about this. We launched into this thing. We did 0 research about fucking anything. We were not like prominent members of the atheist community.
No,
we were not. We were not even dialed into the atheist community.
No.
We were just guys who happened to be atheists.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to do a show. Yeah. And that's a bad way to start a show, but it worked out okay in our case.
Yeah, like if you listen to some of the early episodes, we didn't know who anybody was. Right, like the head of American Atheist at the time was like David Silverman.
David Silverman, yeah.
I think we were like shitting on him on one episode, and like people were like, "Hey, this guy does good important things," and we were like, "Oh," and then it turns out that he was a kind of a
he kind of took a weird right wing turn.
So maybe we were right to be shitting on him. We were picking up on something.
Vindication. Clearly.
But no, like we had no idea who anybody was.
No,
we were sitting there saying like, pretty rough stuff about some of them.
We had read some Dawkins and some Hitchens, so we figured we were pretty tied in.
I mean, for podcasting at the time, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It took true talent a while to find
to find
podcasting. Yeah.
We now I will say this, over the course of the over more than a decade that we've been doing this, I do feel like much more plugged into the scene, the community, and I've made a lot of good friends. You and I went to our first American Atheist convention just because it happened to be here in Salt Lake City that year.
We're like the laziest atheists.
Laziest.
We're the laziest.
But I've since been to several and other conferences too, and it's been a hell of a ride, and I want to keep riding. We are not what we've learned. I would like to get out. I would like for you and I to go back out into the world and meet some of our listeners and whatever. But
retrace our steps through the South.
Sure, or go somewhere else. We are not good at organizing those things, though. We're bad at it.
Well,
so
it takes time, and like I have a full-time job.
Yeah,
that takes a lot
and
of time.
Let's be honest, this show doesn't
I guard my vacation time that I get.
Yeah,
like very seriously, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I want that to be time that I'm able to like actually take off and turn off, right? And so it's been really hard for me to like get out. But I don't know, like my situation's a little bit different these days. So yeah, might be more possible.
All I'm saying is if anybody out there is good at, organizing, if you're a travel agent and you want your donations to our show to be that you will organize a trip for us.
Preferably to Tahiti, but
we've got a lot of listeners in Australia. I want to go there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We can't afford it. This is not the kind of show that makes Australia money. But if any Australians want to get your local atheist group together and pitch in.
We make Boise money. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's where we can travel. It's like 6 hours away by car.
Butte? We could make it to Butte.
We go to Butte. I love Butte. I've been to Butte.
Yeah.
Butte's it's a quirky place, but it's neat.
We could go there. It's a very Catholic town. We could go and
true.
Sabotage one of their Catholic churches.
I wonder if that. Anyway, no. Anyway,
the main thrust of this whole conversation is that we actually, our memories aside, you guys have made this ride amazing for us. Our listeners have been, I don't know about you, Frank. I won't speak for you, but for me, I have been shocked and delighted and just so impressed and feel so grateful for our listeners and for the reaction and the responses that we've been getting, that we've gotten this whole time. And it's been a miracle. It's been wonderful. So thank you all.
Yeah, and thanks for reaching out and letting us know that you're out there. I mean, we see that people listen. We have access to stats, right?
Right.
We know that there are those people out there, but and the vast majority of listeners do what I would do, right? Which is just listen. I've never reached out to a show or a podcast or anything in my life. It's just not part of my character. And so when people do reach out, I'm amazed.
Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty amazing.
It's just holy crap, because it's they bring up insightful points. They have something to contribute. They say nice things.
Yeah.
For the most part,
For the most part. And when they don't, it's often something that we need to hear anyway. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like reading reviews. Reviews, I'm careful. We get an email whenever we get a new review somewhere.
Like on
Yeah. It's we have a little service that picks up where new reviews are posted.
Right.
And I seriously open those emails with my eyes squinted and looking sideways at the screen because I'm just like, oh, what is this gonna be? What is this gonna be?
Listen, most of them are so kind.
Most of them are amazing, but there have been some that are just so nasty.
Yeah.
But I was just like, and that call either you or me out by name,
right,
and say how much they fucking hate us. And I'm just like, oh my God, I didn't need that today.
Right. Oh, Lord. If you would like to counteract the reviews of mean people, by the way, please feel free to go and give us 5 stars or, write a lovely thing about us on the platform of your choice. That would be nice.
No, that would be amazing. We love that.
Yeah. Anyway, here's to 700 more. Apparently, we're never going to end it. So
it's possible. It's possible.
So, but as long as you guys are want it, we're gonna try to provide it, and we really appreciate everything that you have done for us. So
you're the wind beneath our wings.
You really are. You specifically, the person that's listening to this
Dear
right now.
Listener.
You, I would name you by name, but it would sound untoward. Just know that it's you. You know in your heart.
Yeah, you and the child in the back seat. You're the ones that we're doing this show for.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for today's show. If you would like to write into us, you can. Let us know how you feel about 700 episodes or whatever you want to write into us. The address is podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or leave us a voicemail message. We do love to hear from you. The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
Yeah, hey, to go to the... I can't ever get through an outro. To support the show, go to thankgodimatheist.com/donate and give us some of your money.
This episode was edited by Roger Gowdy, and music was provided by the Red Rock Hot Club and Gordon Johnston.
Hey, thanks to all y'all for tuning in. We sure do appreciate you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank God I'm Atheist is a production of TGIA Media, LLC, copyright 2025, all rights reserved.